Okay, let me start, and people can drip in as they come as well. My name is Ines. I'm going to talk about what should be the backbone of your marketing choices. And we're going to go through how to map out those activities that you are doing, or maybe not doing, or should be doing, how to prioritize them based on your goals and your budget. So you will be able to do the prioritizing, but I will show you the framework for what to do, how to think, and how you should prioritize it. So if you have a big budget, you can do everything. If you have a small budget, how do you need to think to get the most effect out of your marketing? So that's why it's a marketing 101, life cycle marketing. I will go into these definitions as well, what that is all about. So don't worry about that. If you have any questions along the way, I am very, very happy to answer those. You can pop them in the chat. There's a chat here on the Zoom, probably at the bottom of your screen, depending a little bit. And feel free to ask questions there. And I will get to those as well. I'm keeping an eye on the chat at the same time. So just pop anything there that you might want to know more about, or want me to explain, or if you want to know how something might work, if you have an example for your own business. So if you all see my screen, this is me. What I do normally, I run a digital agency, full service marketing agency, which just means that we do quite a wide variety of marketing relating activities. And I think the reason why we also do so much is because we think holistically how these different activities play together, and not only locking ourselves into one activity to recommend, but understanding how that activity plays up to strategies, etc. So I'm quite passionate about helping entrepreneurs and small, medium businesses understanding that holistic picture, so you can take the marketing decisions that makes the most sense for your business. The important thing is to increase your conversion rate. So you want to get more sales, so then you can grow into more activities. My company is based in Cape Town. Well, I sit in Cape Town in South Africa, but we service businesses all over the world. I'm originally from Norway, so we also service clients in the Scandinavian countries in language, because we do have some in-house languages within that as well. So that is very short about that. Let's dive into the content of today, life cycle marketing. But I will give a little bit of background to it first. And that is around how online buying happens. Before the ages of the internet, we went to the shop, and you knew that you needed something. You maybe even had a shopping list, or you knew that you were looking for a pair of pants, and you go to various shops and you check it out. Nowadays, we buy a lot more online, and that limits some of those options that you have as a physical shop. For example, someone buying pants, there's no room to try the pants on to see how they fit you. Buying services, there is no one that can sit there and in the shop and just explain to you how it works just for you. So there's a lot more one-to-many. There's also a lot more accessible information. So when someone in the physical world is out shopping, they're in one shop at a time. In the digital world, they can literally be in 2,500 shops at the same time in different browser windows. So it's a little bit of a different buying process. Also, we have ads that place themselves in front of people, and these platforms, you obviously use their intelligence to place relevant ads in front of relevant people. At least they try. So you get more aware of needs that you might not even know that you had. So the purchase journey, what we call the customer journey, looks a bit different. And it's important to understand that online buying is a purchase journey. It's not something you just see something and buy straight away, and very few people do. I will show some stats around that a little bit later in this presentation. But it is a journey. You need to build that trust. Street sellers in the countries where you find street sellers, the various countries, because there's actually quite a few. You know, if you ever met with them, you will know that they're putting the product in your hand for you to touch it and feel it and have a little bit more of a, call it a relationship with the product. That you can't do online either. So people don't have the same experience that they would have in a physical shop. We need to understand that. So we need to build that trust differently. We need to nurture that need that they have differently. And that's where when we approach this customer journey, the customer is going through certain stages of their journey. We're going to look at those stages. We're going to look at those stages, and we will align those stages with which marketing activities you should be doing at each stage. So you can look forward to that. I will tell you specifically, this should be the focus if the client is here. This should be the focus if client is here in their buying journey or customer journey. Just little lingos, you know, when I'm talking about, I would say customer journey. Sometimes I might say buyer's journey, because it's a buying process of some kind as well. But we have to respect that it's a journey. It's not straight add to sale. If you think we're going to have add to sale, we will be disappointed. So 96% of people visiting your website or social channels will actually not buy straight away. As I mentioned, if you expect immediate purchases, you will be disappointed. You will be despondent with your marketing activities, and you will be very inefficient in the use of your marketing budget. So this is where marketing often has a bad name, that no one knows where the money is going. They know they need to do it, but they don't know where it's going, because the prioritizing what you should be doing is not put in place, or there's no guidance around it. That's what I love talking about. Love upskilling people on it, so they can do better choices. And we're going to, of course, dive into that, all the ins and outs of it today. What lifecycle marketing does, it helps you create a buyer's journey or a customer journey that increases conversion. So conversion is when a lead or a click, etc., becomes a sale. So it increases sales through nudging your potential client to a purchase decision. We're not talking about forcing someone that has popped into your website to buy. We're talking about nudging along a customer journey, and that customer journey, also understand that customer journey will be there regardless of you affecting it or not. So your potential clients will have certain experiences, touch points with your company. Obviously, if they're aware of you. If you choose to be conscious about those touch points, you can increase your sales, because that's what I mean with you can affect the purchase decision, because you are with purpose making sure that those touch points are nudging your customer in the purchase direction. Again, it doesn't mean that everyone will purchase, but having a conscious approach to it will increase the chances of that. So a couple of definitions of customer journey. I'm going to talk about customer life cycle and life cycle marketing. So the customer journey is the complete sum of experiences that customers go through when they interact with your company and brand. So instead of looking, and this is also why I'm talking about holistic marketing, instead of looking at just a part of a transaction or experience, the customer journey documents the full experience of being a customer. It's not just, oh, this is what I see on social media, etc. The customer lifecycle refers to the process of prospects becoming aware of a product, making a purchase, maybe a repeat purchase, etc. We divide into 3 stages, and I'm going to go more into detail on those stages. We have capture leads, converting clients, and creating fans. And we're going to align this now with a customer journey and the lifecycle marketing. Each step has different goals, and I will see on the next page, we will see a little bit more detail. Lifecycle marketing is your marketing activities that help you create that buyer's journey that increases sales. So that the lifecycle marketing is your activities that are aligning with the customer journey and affecting the customer journey positively. That's just a few definitions, so we know more or less where we are at. And here we put the two together. So this is how we look at it. There's a few different definitions of a customer journey, but they generally go like this. They have a problem that they need, there's a need of some kind, so your customer has some kind of problem. Then they become aware of your product or your service. So first they have a problem, then they might go on Google, and then they realize that, oh, there's a few suppliers here. Then they go into consideration phase, where they consider, oh, do I actually need it? Should I use it? How much should I be paying on it? What should be my investment? Should I use this supplier? What does other people say about this supplier? Etc. It's a big consideration stage, and that is not a short stage. It's normally takes a little bit of time, and if we skip that stage, it's more difficult to get to the conversions. Then we have the decision phase, where they are actually making a decision if they're going to purchase, who they're going to purchase from, if it's right for them to purchase. Again, we can't force people to purchase, but we can be aware of that decision phase. And for example, as you see on the other column, we can offer and close them, have the right offer. It's often about having the right offer at the right time. Then when they have made a decision and they probably done the purchase, they go into the retention, where you actually become a customer, and you might do repeat purchases, you might end up with a subscription, etc. And then we have loyalty as well. So having loyalty to you is different than just having a purchase. So we're going a little bit past the whole purchase stage as well. We will see this in a different format as well. I have a little graphic that shows the different life cycle marketing activities and stages aligned with that. So in the problem and awareness stage, so now they're just aware of maybe just basically aware of you. They're just Googled, etc. Your focus for those people should be to collect the leads. You need to collect the leads because you need to convert the leads. If you haven't collected them, you don't know who they are. So the collecting leads stage, we're going to go into each of these lifecycle marketing stages. But so the collecting lead stage consists of targeting. So you need to target that customer. You need to target the people that have that problem, where they search for information. So the awareness, where do they Google it? Do they go on Twitter? Do they go on Facebook to figure it out? Do they read a book? Do they read a newspaper? So you need to target them, and then you need to attract them. There must be something that tells them that you are solving their problem. And you need to let them know that you are aware of that problem and that you're solving them. So you need to attract them to you, and then you need to capture them. Capture them would be getting their contact details. And we will talk a little bit more about that when we get to capturing as a section on that. And I will give you some examples of efficient ways of capturing as well. In the consideration and decision stage, so this is quite a tricky stage for many, we want to focus on converting clients. Of course you want to, because now you want to get the sale. But we also, there's no point in starting to convert them too early. So targeting, attracting, capture must come first. Then we convert clients. How do we do it? We use engaging and nurturing. And we'll, of course, go into what we mean with that, but it's about being in touch and making sure that you're there when they consider different things in the consideration phase. You need to have the right offer at the right time, and you must close the business. So it needs to be easy to purchase. It needs to be easy to purchase the right item without too many choices. The checkout method, all of those things makes a difference. And your marketing focus in that stage is on conversion. Then in the retention and loyalty phase, your focus should be around creating fans. You want fans because fans talk about you and they recommend you to other potential clients. They also give you reviews. So we will have a look at some examples of how to get those reviews in an easy way, because that helps you again to build trust for potential new customers. Creating fans consists of deliver on promise. It consists of impressing, so giving something more than expected. And it consists of multiplying, so how to get more business out of your existing business. Again, without forcing any sales. They will come. If you do lifecycle marketing and improve your marketing as you go at it, you don't have to expect it to be perfect straight away. Improve it as you go, then you will see that this will become easier and easier and easier. And you create a scalable business that has processes that convert into clients. So really is good to start implementing. Don't worry about it not being perfect. Don't worry about, I don't have all of this in place. I'm going to take you also through this session, how to map where you are currently at, because that will decide what you need to do. So why do you need lifecycle marketing? You need to facilitate a support buying process of your customers to help them get to the purchase. People get distracted, information overload. As I mentioned, they can be in many shops at the same time. So it's quite important to be aware of these different stages and put the right activities in to help them along. Why? A share is not a sale. So having a share is maybe nice, and your social media agency might say, oh, awesome, we have so and so many shares and so many likes and followers, etc. But a share is not a sale. And a like is not a purchase. Follower is definitely not a customer yet. And a click is not a lead. And the last one is also important. A click is not a lead. So a click is just someone that has clicked on something, but they're not identifiable. So they might have clicked on your ad, but they have not downloaded your ebook, for example. So you don't know who they are yet. Once they've downloaded your resource, for example, in my example, the ebook, then they become a lead. And then you've done the capture, and then you can move on to conversion. And so these are the important things to remember. If your focus in your marketing is just getting the followers and likes, etc., I'm not saying they're not valuable, but understand that you're doing branding and not sales, or not sales marketing. So not marketing for sales. You're doing branding. Branding leads to sales as well, but it's a slower process. So here we have again, focusing more specifically on the lifecycle marketing framework. We're going to go to each one of these 9 elements more in detail, because you will need to map out where you are at, so we can look at how to prioritize your work. And I will show you how this is all done. And we do also have a tool that I can send you. So if you want that, feel free to just be in touch. I will give you my email address also. And at the end, you will also see how to get hold of me. But you can also check me on this webinar platform. So it consists of three elements. It's collecting leads, converting clients, and creating fans. When we get to the end, more at the end of this presentation, I'm going to let you know how we prioritize this. When we work with a client, where we prioritize first. I'll show you exactly. Think about this first. If this is the case, do this. And that is a technique that we use with our clients when we help them implement lifecycle marketing. You can do it on your own as well by using this framework, because we use it when we do it for our clients. So the first stage is collecting leads. Next one, converting the clients, and then creating fans. And you will see that aligns with the customer journey, as we mentioned a little bit earlier. Now, collecting leads consists of targeting. So again, targeting is to really pinpoint who you want to sell to. And if that is too broad, it's not very targeted. So targeting is in a little bit in the words, well, make sure that is detailed enough so that you can attract them with relevant content. So you can engage with them with relevant information. Because if you don't have the relevant content, so your targeting is not good enough, they won't be captured. They're not interested. And if you start sending them say emails and messages, etc., they will consider it spam. That's not what we're trying to achieve. We're trying to achieve nudging relevant customers through the sales process. So your targeting becomes important. Now, keep in mind, you can have different target markets and run parallel campaigns and parallel communication with nuances that is adapted to the various target markets you're trying to reach. I had a discussion with someone just earlier today about how people define themselves. So if you're an entrepreneur, do you say you're an entrepreneur? Do you say you are a CEO? Are you a manager? How do you define yourself? And all of those could be correct. But the clue is, how does your ideal client identify themselves? So if they identify themselves as an entrepreneur, the messaging might be different than if they identify themselves as a CEO. They could be both, but they identify that they see themselves differently. So the messaging might be slightly different. So be more creative entrepreneur, create sustainable entrepreneurial businesses compared to be a successful CEO. It can be the same product, but the messaging is different. It's the same position that the person might have, but the one is identifying with being a CEO and the other one is identifying with being an entrepreneur. Or it can be a bit both. Just to show you a few nuances of very, very similar target group, just how they identify themselves as different. So your messaging then need to be slightly different. So if you have a lead magnet called 10 morning tips for a CEO, might be different than something for an entrepreneur, and someone identifying themselves as an entrepreneur, or just in the wording. So targeting becomes very important. All of these stages are important to nudge them along, but we will see how we prioritize it a little bit later, because that order that I'm presenting here is not the order that you should prioritize your activities necessarily. But this is more the general journey that we know that people go through when they purchase. So then we have attracting. You need to attract your relevant leads. Attracting them means that you need to make sure that they see you, that they get attracted by your service or your business, that they see that you solve the problem that they might have, or the challenge that they're facing, or the need that they have. So attracting them is useful. And when they're floating around there, you need to target them and you need to attract them. If not, they will just float by and never really notice you. Then you need to capture them. So now you've caught their attention. Now you need to make sure you're able to identify them. So you need to have something that is attractive enough to be able to capture them. So we're going to go through a few questions. I'm going to have a slide and a few examples of each one of these stages, how you must think, how you think for where you are at now, and how you should think forward. And then we're going to prioritize it afterwards. Then we have converting clients, which consists of engaging and nurturing your client, engaging with and nurturing your clients. This is a very important step that many small businesses and medium, actually quite big businesses as well, don't have in place. So they're really, really not helping their own conversion process and creating sales because they are not engaging with their prospects. They're just trying to sell to the prospect. They're not engaging with them, giving value, confirming, showing them how, building trust that your product and service is the right thing for them. So it's a very, very important stage. Now I'm going to have a few examples at that a little bit later. Offer is important because you need to offer the right thing at the right time. So is your offer appealing? Bundles, does that make sense, etc. And we're going to go into that as well. Closing is very important. And sometimes my clients say, but Ines, why do you comment on the purchase process on my website? You're doing marketing. Yes, I'm doing marketing. But if my lead that I bring into you stops at the purchase process, you're still going to be upset with me that I gave you bad leads, while the purchase process might be the problem. But you will still blame me because I didn't purchase. So marketing wasn't leading to anything, even though it wasn't necessarily the marketing. Nurturing could have been awesome, great offer. It's just the purchasing process was too complicated. People fell off. Then we have creating fans, which consists of delivering on promise. So you need to deliver, obviously. People say, oh, of course I need to deliver, but delivering on promise. Then you want to impress your clients, because if you impress them, you stand a little bit more out. They're like, oh, wow, that was extra. That you get more attention than when you've had if you just met expectations. Then you want to multiply. There's two main ways to multiply, is to get repeat purchases from the same person. And the other one is to get new clients from the same person. We're talking about referrals and reviews. And I'm going to go into how you're going to ask for those. If it sounds like a lot, I'm also at the end going to talk a little bit about automation, how you can automate a lot of these processes. Because you could get overwhelmed. Oh, do I need to do all of this? Remember, I'm going to give you the priority path. I'm also going to show you automation and how to make this automatic. We're just working for your business. But to create amazing customer journeys that convert leads into customers, you need to start by mapping your marketing activities throughout the customer lifecycle. So I'm going to take you through how to do that. The next few slides there are based on also handouts that we have. So if you want that, you will see that it's little slides where you can actually write things. Obviously, you can't write on my screen, but it's handouts that we have that we give out. They're free, that you can use to map out your customer lifecycle. Let me know if you want them. And I can send it to you. But we're going to go through them here as well. So I just copy them into the slide deck. You see here, you have a little notes section. So the first stage is collecting leads, and we are looking at targeting. When we look at targeting, it's extremely important to know your target group and what problem you can solve for them. Not just saying that everyone is your target group, or all small businesses, or all CEOs, because the CEO for Coca-Cola is very different than the CEO from the local company on the corner. So you really need to understand your target group. You want to define your ideal customer. Now, what is your ideal customer? Your ideal customer is the customer that is easy for you to work with. You can serve them well. It's easy to sell to them, and they just make you happy, and they are happy to be your client. That would be your ideal customer. So you need to define them clearly. What keeps them up at night? What decision processes worries them? What makes them proud? What brings them down, etc. Then next one, you want to look at who is your typical customer today, because that might not be the same thing. So look at your current database, current base of customers, and have a look, who is your typical customer today? And then you match, are the above groups the same? Are there any differences, and why is this different? Why is there differences? You can also approach looking at your typical customer today, or looking at your customers today, to help you define your ideal customers. Say, I don't like that. I like this customer because. So you really want to think about, who do you want to target? Who is this ideal customer that you want to work with? because that's how you're going to be able to start to attract that customer. Which is the next step. How do you attract your ideal clients? So, and it's also perfectly fine. So now you're busy mapping out what you're doing at the moment and giving you questions for reflection. We also go through this with our clients. It's quite important to understand where people are at and also helping people through that. So what are the activities you want to do to attract your ideal clients? And what are the activities that you are doing today to attract your ideal client? Are you even doing the right activities to attract your right client? Or is there a reason why your current clients might not be your ideal clients? So writing down what are the activities you're doing today? What do you want to do to attract your new client? Now you just let your imagination run and your ideas. And then you look, so don't judge your ideas, just come with ideas. How would I reach my ideal client? What do they care about? Which platforms are they on? What keeps them up at night? What makes them happy? And then you want to look at, are there any differences again in your answers above? And this is a stage where you probably see, oh, there's a lot of activities I want to do that I'm not doing. So I'm saying don't limit your imagination when you talk about what you want to do. And there's no judgment yet, so don't judge yourself on anything here. You're just identifying, you're seeing what's going on, you're checking your own thoughts out anyway. And then, are you active on the platforms where your ideal clients are active? Talk about where do they search for information? Just because they sit on Facebook the whole day doesn't mean that Facebook is where they search for information about their issues. So it depends now on what you sell, product, service, what it is. But make sure that you are active on the platforms that your ideal clients are active. Understand if they're there in a social capacity or information seeking capacity, because that will decide how you should be attracting them. Are you creating a great first impression for your potential clients? In your ads, on your social media, in your emails? Is it attractive? Is it confusing or is it attractive? This kind of exercise to evaluate that, you don't necessarily want to, you might want to get some input, but you don't necessarily want the input from your closest friends because they will cheer you up. So it could be useful to get someone else, someone external, someone that's not just cheering you up to check that out. The next one, you need to capture to collect your leads, you need to capture them. How do you capture contact details for email marketing from potential clients? So email marketing is really, really reliable, really cheap. It's very powerful. Even if you mainly work and communicate on social media, email is a lot of value for money platform. So for example, how do you capture contact details for email marketing from your potential clients? Are you creating lead magnets to share? Are you sharing them on social media? Are you getting the email addresses? Lead magnets, we're going to look a little bit further on as well. Again, we do have a guide on how to create lead magnets. If you want it, let me know. Are you actively sharing your lead magnets, and are your lead magnets attracting your ideal clients? So again, back to that, these collecting lead stages come together. You have to target the right person to understand what attracts them and where they are and how to capture them. So all of these things play together. So now you're just evaluating where are you at, maybe what you want to do, and then we'll obviously see the gaps and what's missing as you do this exercise. So here is one example of how to capture lead, and that is landing pages. Very good to use because you don't have to use your own website. You can send people to much more targeted pages than the general pages on your website. Why do you want to do that? Because you don't want to clutter with too much information. I think people get confused. So you can really pinpoint the messaging on a landing page much more than what you can do on your webpage. Some examples is webinar registrations. The one on the left is a webinar registration landing page. Very good to use landing pages for that. So ad is around register for this free webinar or paid webinar, and then they can register, or if it's paid, they can also pay. Then I've pulled out a few examples from a platform called Keep that we use for both automation and for creating landing pages. And my favorite out of these ones is the bottom right one. So one-time offer and sell a product, because this really ties nicely into lifecycle marketing on the offer and close stage as well. So not only to capture you, so you can use the landing pages to capture, but you can also use landing pages to close and sell. So if you have, if someone hasn't purchased, and you just need to close the sale because they're not triggered to purchase, you can give them a special offer that is not available on your website only because they have not yet purchased. And you will know that because you're mapping out your life cycle. So landing pages is a fantastic tool to use. These ones is from the landing page builder in Keep, which is a software where you can, I'll talk a little bit more about Keep later when we get to automation. But this is all available in that software. Next one, converting clients. So my stat is back here. 96% of people visiting your website or social media channels will not buy straight away. But by engaging them or with them over time, you can greatly increase the chance of converting them. So questions you should ask yourself: how are you keeping in touch and building trust today? How are you doing it on social media? How are you doing it on email? What kind of communication are you sending? Are you sending sales communication, or are you sending trust building communication? So this question is around trust, trust building, keeping in touch and building that trust. No one wants to be sold to, so this is not about selling. This is about engaging and nurturing. Are you answering known objections and concerns in your communication? You know that people have concerns and objections along the way in the purchase process, reasons why they don't complete the sale, purchase. If you can answer that straight away, and if you can do so in the communication, so they not really have to ask you the questions, you just know their concern and you answer it, then you're building that trust as well. And also very important, how are you ensuring that you are top of their mind when they are ready to purchase? So remember, the purchase process is a journey. So it's a customer journey. If you're there in the beginning and you have all the ads and you have so many ads running and you're everywhere for them, but when they're ready to make a decision, you have not engaged with them, and you are not top of mind at all. You just spike the need for something, but you're not there when they're ready to purchase, then you will have invested money in your marketing that is not leading to sell for you, leading to sell for someone else. So you have to keep top of mind of the client when they are ready to purchase. Couple of ways you can nurture and engage is using, there's many ways, but I'm going to highlight a couple, is retargeting. That is advertising to people that are already aware of your business. So they might have already been on your web page. So you put pixels on your tracking code, a piece of tracking code on your pages. So they can already have been on your web page. They could have already clicked on an ad. They could have already liked your page. They have interacted with you already. So they are aware of your business. This is a very efficient form of advertising, because you will be more noticeable the second time around, or the third or the fifth time around. Email marketing, one of the most, and not spam, it's one of the most cost-effective ways to keep in contact with the prospects. Very, very cost-effective, because it doesn't cost you more to send 1,000 mail than one mail. So it costs you the same. The important thing is to send the right information at the right time. So you need to know your target group. Again, all ties back, all these stages of lifecycle marketing, they tie into each other. And lifecycle marketing ties into the buyer's journey, which ties into increasing your sales. So your journey can look something like the graphic at the bottom here. Example is here, you're doing advertising on Facebook. Facebook, I don't know if you advertise Facebook, but it's become increasingly expensive lately. So this even makes it even more important to capture and nurture, because you have to close those clicks you get. So you advertise maybe on Facebook or another platform, you get a click on your ad. A lot of Facebook, if it's Facebook, they will give you this stat. You take them to a landing page. Remember, your landing page is now very much targeted towards the ads and the audience that you know you're targeting. Then you capture the lead, you nurture them. That can be emails, retargeting, but you nurture them. And by doing so, you will get more new clients than if you don't do so. But you need each of these steps to work to increase your sales. And then there's a little article. I'm going to take the draft out. I have a little snippet of it out, and I'm going to go through it. I went through this in my session on Tuesday as well, because it's so well received amongst my customers. And it's related to how to write. So if you're going to write your own content, if you're going to write your own nurturing, what do you need to write to nurture and not spam? Because I'm talking about email marketing, but I don't want you to spam people. So unfortunately, your customers don't care about you. So make sure you don't talk about yourself. We tend to be very eager and in love with what we do, and we know we're very good. And we try to sort of forcing that onto your client. It's sort of almost like a human trait. We seem to have a natural affinity to talk about ourselves. And self-promotion is almost hardwired into our DNA. So when it comes to our business, we tend to talk a lot about ourselves. We talk about how good we are and all of those things. But clients, it's not necessarily preferring that kind of communication. So it's not the kind of communication that necessarily converts your clients. So I have a few stats. The stats I fetched from something called Proof that use customer insights to help company identify the most effective messaging. So there are 5 very common self-important communication used by companies, talking about themselves, the companies do. And that is talking about the industry expertise, awards that you have received, all your experience and other clients that you are working with, method, your method. So this is how I work, and exclusive partnerships that we have. But so what the Proof has done is measured these up to how important are they. So they measured 15 points. How important are they for the receiver? And when you look at the column all the way to the right, you will see that most of these are at the bottom. So awards that you won is at the bottom. They're not interested. Exclusive partnerships that you have, bottom. Industry expertise, 12. Method, 11. It's not really what they want to hear the most about. Of these ones, they prefer other clients, but it's probably more in relation of other clients telling how good you are. What does this all mean? That means that there's an average of 11 other communications that are more important to your customers than something about you. So a trick that I tell my clients often is when you have text that you're writing, in any sense, in anything, in website, emails, PowerPoints, anything, where you write I, we, me, so to just mark this marking pen, whatever you want to do. Mark those words and see how can I write this sentence and rephrase it to a you sentence. It's just a tiny little trick on how to be able to create better nurturing. I'm not saying your nurturing is going to be perfect. This is just a little quick tool to help you to hopefully start at a better point in your nurturing. You need to check what's working and not. So a little exercise. I did this on Tuesday as well, but it's still relevant in this context. So write down, so you can just take note of this. You can also let me know if you want these slides afterwards. But if you can write down 10 or say 5 things that you think will win over your customers, but you're not allowed to talk about yourself. So that is a very nice exercise to do. Then you can rate those. Which one is the most important? And you're still not writing about yourself. You're just rating them. And then you go back to your texts everywhere and you say, how many times do you actually talk about what you just wrote down and rated compared to what's actually out there? So that's a little reflection technique when it comes to how to write better content for nurturing. We're moving over to converting clients. So hopefully you've got some good ideas there for your nurturing. It's very, very important. A lot of businesses don't do it. And this can really, really affect your sales massively. Stage 2, converting clients, offer. What is your current offer to your potential clients? And does that actually provide a solution? Are you offering something because you want to offer it, or does it actually offer a solution? And what is that solution? Is your offer converting your ideal target group? Is it attractive to your ideal client? Is your offer in email, social media, all of that the same, or do you test different offers? I highly suggest to test different pricing. For example, someone is asking me, what should my Black Friday is coming up now on the 25th. What should my Black Friday offer pricing be? So, well, you should be testing it up until Black Friday. You should be testing different prices up until Black Friday to see how people react on different offers. Again, this is where your landing pages will come in handy. So you can have the same product at different prices at the same time. Do you have entry-level offers? Do you have a high-end product? Do you have entry-level offers? Can I buy the whole package only, or can I buy a part of it? We have a course in customer journeys, and one can buy the course. But if you don't want to buy the course, you can also get the customer journey mapping, which is for free. So there's different levels. Obviously, you get more if you do the course, much more insights, etc. But there is something for everyone. So do you have entry-level offers? Something that may be a little bit lower in price. You don't get the full package. Do you have offers to existing customers and clients? So you might want to offer them something as well that might be different. Maybe they get a loyalty bonus, loyalty points, discounts, something like that. So, but you want to offer them something they need. Could it be a repeat purchase? Could it be something additional purchase? If you buy a cell phone, could you get a cover, upsells, and that kind of stuff. So offers is important as well. And then we have closing the client. So this is where the sales happen. But we really need to look at, and self-criticism is not the best. This is not where people are best in self-criticism. So get someone external to look at you, not your best friend, not your parent, not your partner, because they will think that you are amazing and not give you the criticism to make you be able to improve. And we see this very, very often, that the purchase process is too difficult. So we want to know, how easy is it for your clients to buy from you? Too many options, too confusing, not getting to check out too many upsells, things like that. Is your offer converting your ideal target group? Does it work? Because if it doesn't work, you should probably change it. Is your offer in email, social media, etc., the same? Or again, do you test different offers to make sure that you can close the business? So to close sales, talking about closing sales, it's also contact points needed. So we talked about nurturing to get them to sales, but also to close the sales, you need to be in contact with people. Half of your sales people will never follow up with a prospect. So 48% of salespeople never follow up with a prospect. There's two main reasons for that. One, the business does not have a CRM system, so customer relationship management system, where the leads get logged. So they're sitting with Post-it notes, Excel spreadsheets, and all that kind of stuff. That makes a lose business. Then we have, so that is very important, have a system that captures all your leads. If not, they will fall through the cracks, even if you don't believe so. We keep on proving that time and time again. When we set up CRM systems for our clients and we have all the leads coming in, we can see that they're not following up on them. We can see that there's 32 leads sitting for you. They're waiting for you to do something, to send them a proposal. Why not contacting them? So we like to keep a little eye on our clients to make sure that they get business, because what we do is to help them to generate business. So if they're not doing their part, we're not getting the results that we want, which is giving them the clients. So CRM system is quite important. Again, I'm going to talk about Keep as a CRM also a little bit later and give some suggestions. There's also a deal on that for this conference only. So an exclusive link that I'm going to give you a little bit later. And if you for some reason can't join us yet, let me know and I will send that link to you. It's for this conference only. So you won't find that offer online. Then we have some other sales statistics. Jumping a little bit, only 10% of salespeople make more than 3 contacts. And that is important. Why? Because if you go to the bottom, 90% of sales are made on the 4th contact and up. And again, if you have a CRM system, you will see that this is very correct. So 10% of salespeople are actually following up enough to close 90% of the business. So when you think that people are not interested, it's just because they were not at the right stage of their buying process. And if you then don't nurture them, which we've been talking about, they will not ever get there, or they might not ever get there. So you need to assist that purchase process and nudge them along the way. We have create fans. This is the last stage of the life cycle, or last point of the life cycle marketing, which is, or last stage, stage 3, is deliver, impress, and wow, or multiply, which we also call it. Deliver is about, you need to create a great customer experience also after the sale. Because after the sale is where the truth comes out. Did you deliver on your promise? Is the client happy? Because if they're happy, the chances are that they're going to give you maybe a positive review if you remember to ask for it. So I'm going to go through that technique as well, how to do that without being awkward. And also, they can recommend you to others. So you really want to make sure that you deliver a great customer experience. Very many business owners focus on creating all the way up to the sales and forget this part. If you focus on this part, your lead generation to get new potential clients becomes a lot easier and a lot less costly. To deliver on these things as well, in stage 3, is also quite easy, actually. I will give you some examples on how to do it, and I will also show you how to automate it so you don't have to spend time on it. So some of the things you want to think about: are you asking your clients if they're happy with their purchase? Are you delivering a high quality service or product? Are you delivering on your promise? Are they getting what they think they're going to get? Are you dealing with potential unhappy clients? It could be misunderstandings. They're unhappy because they misunderstood something. How are you dealing with that? So you need to deliver on your promise. And are you constantly improving your products and services? So it's very important that you deliver, and not only that you deliver, but that the client perceives a good delivery. Then we want to go to the impress and wow. So happy clients are your greatest fans. So you want to make sure that they're surprisingly happy. You can surprise them, make them more happy than what they expected. So how are you ensuring that your clients are happy? Do you go above and beyond? Do you really stand out to your clients? Is your price just right? Is the value higher perceived when they receive it than what they originally paid for them? Is it easy to get in touch with your customer service? This is one of those irritation moments. Oh, I couldn't get hold of their customer service. Is it easy? Are you offering something unexpected, something that has value to them? It can be, as you see in the picture, it can be a thank you note. It can be a little gift. It can be a personal message. It can be a discount on the next purchase. It can be anything, but something unexpected, something they didn't know that they were going to get of value. We do this all the time. We love it. Best thing in the world. Someone buys something and we end up giving them a lot extra and they're, oh, wow, I didn't know I was going to get all that. Love it. Absolutely love it. And it creates such happy clients, and you just get referrals and they refer you, and you just get clients. You don't have to pay for your clients ever again because they just come to you. How do you do it? For example, some examples. There can be information, it can be knowledge, additional knowledge. One of the things we love to do is for people that keep, for example, through one of our deals, is that we give them free access to free training so they can onboard themselves. So they don't have to, obviously, some people want us to onboard for them or help them onboard, but other people don't want to spend the money on that. So then we give them the courses that they need for free to get there themselves. So it's an additional knowledge that we're giving them for free. Or you can call it an add-on service. We also do stuff within that where we actually spend more of our personal time on you. When you buy the Keep app, making sure, we need to help you align your business strategies with which automations, where are you at lifecycle marketing? And for you to get success, it's valuable for us to invest time in you to help you with that. If not, you might not be successful, and then the delivery is not there. So it helps to do something extra for your clients. Being available is also a very good one. Demonstrate authenticity. So you can add a personal note. They know that you're an actual person. Promptly responding to complaints, and say thank you whenever appropriate. It's not a very difficult thing to say thank you. See, this is a lot easier than to try to find your target market and figuring out what's attractive to them. So this is a much easier stage to work on. And surprisingly, a lot of businesses are not doing it. So this is really a low-hanging fruit. Just wait until we get to how you should prioritize these things. Stage 3, creating fans, multiply. So once a person has purchased from you, you already built up the trust with them. So it's a lot easier for them to purchase again from you. So multiply is about facilitating add-on sales, repeat sales, but also getting referrals and reviews so you can get new customers. I will show you an example of this after here, and I'll show you how to automate it as well. If you are successful, you have the potential to significantly increase your profit because you get more sales. Not very difficult to sell again to someone that's purchased once, as long as they're happy, of course. And they will gladly recommend you as well. They're proud to recommend you. So what you need to think about when you're going to map out what you're doing and what should you be doing. Are all your clients aware of your potential add-ons and products and services? Do they actually know what else you offer? Or do they only know that little thing that they might have bought? So making them aware of that could be such a simple thing just to get an add-on sale. Are you automatically reminding customers to buy again? Let's say a subscription product or something that typically you would buy again in some kind of interval. It can even be a car. We don't buy cars all the time, but every now and then we do. So every so and so many years, it might be valuable to remind someone, hey, how is that Ford Fiesta going for you? Or, here we got this new whatever coming in. Would you be interested in having a look? And are you actively asking happy clients for referrals and reviews? I'm going to show you that on the next slide. And are you using these reviews to increase sales? Because that's the point, to use those reviews to create the trust needed for the next person to purchase. So how do you ask for reviews and referrals? And you will see I'm going to very soon slide into automation, how to automate these processes. Because there's a lot of stuff that I'm telling you, oh, you need to do this and you need to do this and you need to do this. You won't have time to do everything all the time. And I'm talking about how to do it without having to hiring new people. We'll see the benefits of automation coming in a later slide. So how do you ask for reviews and referrals? It's very awkward sometimes to do that. So that's why I love to automate it. Follow up with your customers after the purchase. First of all, your relationship with your client does not end with the purchase. So you need to follow up with them after the purchase. Best way is to ask if they are happy and unhappy before you move on. Because follow up with them if they're happy should look different than if they're unhappy. Now, on the next slide, I'm going to show you an example of how that process looks built out in an automation software. Then reviews. So if people are happy, you want to trigger, and that's why I call it a trigger campaign. So it's triggered on the fact that someone is happy. Then you want to ask for a review. You should then focus on, again, like you do with your when you're attracting people, focus on the platforms where your customers are most active. Referral campaigns, give your happy client, customers an incentive to refer you. More chance that they will refer you. You can give them an incentive. It costs you a lot less to give your existing clients an incentive to refer than to necessarily get a brand new client from scratch in the beginning of that awareness stage and problem and awareness stage. So it's really, really beneficial to do all of these things, and it's really, really beneficial to automate them, because then it gets done every time. You will get more of them, and you will see your scalable business will start to produce better, more and more. Putting these processes in place is about creating a scalable business. So don't be frightened. This is a campaign that we give to clients of ours that buy Keep. So I don't work for Keep. My company is Pine Tree Marketing, but we are Keep certified partners, so we are licensed to sell it. And we have, if you go to the link, you will actually find the link at the bottom here. It's the special deal. I'll bring it up a little bit later, a little bit bigger. For this specific conference, it's about, I think it's about 48% less than what it is on the official website. So it's quite a good deal. And if you read between the lines a little bit earlier, you will realize that there's some bonuses added to that post-purchase. And we need to wow our clients, you know. So this is a campaign that we give for free to our clients that want it, and it's about creating customer loyalty. It's a campaign to create customer loyalty. Once someone has done a purchase, we ask them for feedback. If they are happy, so we send them here. So this is our trigger. They are becoming a customer. We send them actually 2 emails asking for their feedback. If they are giving feedback in the first one, we do not send the second one. The second email only happens if they do not click on the first email. If they are happy, we send them with the relevant follow-up, asking for the reviews and the referrals and all of those things. If they're neutral, we put the relevant follow-up. If they are not satisfied, we immediately create an internal task to follow up on it. So remember, how you get back to people that are not happy really is also very important to along the customer journey and the customer experience. Also, correcting a bad experience will really help. You can get quite a nice review out of that, actually. People are interested in how you deal with complaints. This is an important one. This is your priority path. So this is very important. I'm going to go through it. So and this is how we work with clients, guys, guys and girls. This is how we work with clients. If you have any existing clients, any existing lists, any unengaged, the people that didn't convert, people haven't really interacted with you for a while, we re-engage that list. So you put them into a system, and I'm going to talk about the enabler and the system in the next slide. But we have to re-engage them. That is the most low-hanging fruit that you have, because it's people that are already aware of your business somewhere. So that's where we start taking out the potential. We start there because if you can make money on your existing lists, then you will make the money to continue further and maybe have the money for ads. If you might not have the money for ads at the moment, you shouldn't necessarily prioritize the ads if your budget doesn't allow for it. So then it's re-engaging the existing list. Then we have capture leads from existing traffic. It's all existing still. So you have traffic coming to your webpage, people visiting your social channels, etc. We then make sure that we capture all of that stuff. We go straight into capture mode. Again, you need a system to capture them. I'm going to talk about some recommendations for systems. But we really focus on you need to capture your leads from your existing traffic. If not, they become just a number that flies through your page, your social channels, and you don't even know they're interested. This is really important to capture your leads. And that's also why 48%, like I mentioned, of salespeople don't follow up on leads. So next one is we look then straight into your engage and nurture. What are you doing to engage and nurture these leads? If you don't have a nurture and engagement tactics in place, we look at that. So this is where now we start to identify where's the holes, and we prioritize after this priority. If you don't have an existing list, we move on to capture leads from existing traffic, because it's so important for us to capture all the leads that might come in while we're busy building the process. So once we have that in place as well, we look at engaging and nurturing. So if you don't have anything there, we work that one. So we make sure that you have nurturing and engagement in place. So this priority path obviously goes for your budget as well. So budget-wise, where should you put your money in and your time in? Then the next one is to deliver a fantastic customer experience. Again, this is where some clients might say, oh, but why do you worry about that? You're in marketing. No, it's so important because those people are going to feed back into your marketing leads. So it's really, really important that you're doing that. So we focus on that even if you say we focus on marketing. This is what I'm talking about, holistic marketing experience and life cycle marketing. How is it perceived, the delivery and your customer service? Are you impressing them? Then we go to ask all your happy customers for referrals and maybe an upsell. so we maybe an offer, the right offer, making sure that we're getting the referrals we need again to feed the client, to feed the new leads, and getting more sales because they've already purchased from you once. So you want to make sure that you can get those additional sales without too much effort. Then we look at your purchase process. Is it actually easy to purchase, or are you hindering yourself from giving people too many options, not the right checkout options, etc., etc.? So really have to make sure that we make it easier to purchase. Then at the end, we look at generating new traffic to your website. So at the end, this is now relating to your ads. This is relating to how you attract new people. This last point here is where a lot of businesses start. They start with the advertising, they start generating the traffic. The other things are not in place and people get disappointed because they're not getting sales. The reason why you're not getting sales is because you don't have the other things in order. So you really have to have your conversion processes in order before you spend money on ads. So it's quite important to follow that priority path in a good way. So this is really, really important. This is the key to not wasting your marketing budgets. And then you need to enable your lifecycle marketing, of course. And some of the pointers is to capture, and I've spoken about this also a little bit before. To capture contact details, you need a system to store that information, and you need to be able to segment that information, because you need to know which stage of the life cycle they are to be able to address them appropriately. The system should allow you to automate processes. So you should be able to automate asking for reviews, asking for referrals, the right nurturing, sending them whichever lead magnet that you were going to send them, remind you to follow up on people. All of that stuff should be able to be automated. And also by segmenting your contacts, you can focus on the right upsells and referrals from current customers. And you can also nurture them by you need to know who's leads, who's customers, who's in the decision phase, who just purchased, who's a long-term client, who's a loyal client, who's purchased, who's giving me recommendations, all of these things. So you need to be able to segment your contacts, for example, based on that. A lot of other things as well should you be able to segment your contacts on. My recommendation for such system is Keep. I'm a Keep certified partner, which means that I know the in and outs. Also means that I wrap my head around other automation software that is out there to make sure that that my recommendation is solid. There is other systems out there as well, but make sure they have very good segmentation, a good CRM, simple to use, should be quite simple to use. Keep was measured the best CRM for ease of use in 2022 by, which was it? Business News Daily, I think it was. So yeah, my recommendation, if you want a recommendation for such system, you can check that link out. So that takes you to a checkout, which is 48% cheaper than the official website. Okay. So have a look at that. So then we're going a little bit more into automation, because that is a technique that you should be using to do your life cycle marketing. I'm going to talk a little bit about how to automate, but having automated processes means that you have processes, which again means that you can improve your processes. So you have a plan with what you do. You have a plan creating that customer journey that converts into customers, more sales. So that's quite important. What is automation? It's a when then stop kind of flow. So you have some kind of trigger. When this occurs, start my automation. I picked this screenshot from Keep, something a feature they call easy automation. So it takes you step by step. So you just click what you want along the way. So I want when a deal enters a stage, then add a tag, stop when appointment is scheduled, for example. And you can see all this. So there's a lot of options for triggers. So the green section there is various triggers that you can have that trigger something. Trigger means that when this happens, then something will start. Then this will be automated. So that will be your actual automations. And you can have conditions on those automations. Only run the automation if this and this and this is in place. And then you might want to stop the automation. So say you have automations based around getting someone to schedule an appointment with you. You don't want to keep nagging them to book that appointment if they have booked it already. So a natural stop then will be when the appointment is scheduled. You can always also have natural stops when a purchase is made, when a specific email is opened, whatever you want. But so that's what an automation really looks like. It's a trigger, an action, and possibly a stop point. What does automation do? It eliminates hours of repetitive tasks. So things that you do more than twice should be automated. You can do tasks, not only communication. It can help you in your business processes as well. So you can grow without adding employees. So you can set up your whole lifecycle marketing with automation. So more than 20%, more than 25% of your day could be wasted if you don't automate marketing and sales. Getting that time back, you can start reviewing your processes and improving your processes, making your business scalable, making it solid, making sure that you're constantly improving to get more sales from what you're doing. Across industries, automation has become key to success, with nearly 80% of top performing companies using marketing automation. Just enables so much, and enables to measure what's working, enables you to get more done, and really improve on your existing processes. So there's not for no reason that's implemented amongst top performing companies. And again, spend less time on mundane tasks and more time focusing on growing your business. Things like post-sale follow-up, very easily automated. Other things that can be automated, so here I have an example again, is to capture leads. So this is an example again of a campaign that we give to our clients, which is a free ebook download. So this green blob here is a landing page. So again, I mentioned that we have a landing page builder in Keep as well. So it's a landing page that offers you to download this ebook. When someone submits that page, automatically that ebook is delivered in two emails. If, again, someone clicks in the first email, they will not receive the second email. If they don't click in the first email, they will receive the second email. When they click to download the ebook, they will go in the appropriate nurturing campaign, relevant. So we have segmented them. We know that they're interested in a specific ebook topic, so we put them in the relevant nurturing for that. So that's what it enables you to do, to track also now how many people downloaded this, how many people registered, how many people downloaded the ebook, and what happens thereafter in the nurturing. Are they converting into clients? Should I improve the process, etc., etc. It's very easy. So the builder is very easy to drag and drop. Now this is a screenshot. You just grab your element and you drag it out. So that is an automation tool. I tried to play this video on Tuesday, and someone said the sound is not working. This was more, if you want to know a little bit more about what Keep is their own version of what they are. But it's a very easy sales and marketing automation software plus CRM. Remember, you'll need a CRM to capture all your leads. Now, Keep can help you automate that capture as well. There's a special conference deal. As I mentioned, you can scan that code or you can go to that link, and that gives you 48% off. That is my recommendation for CRM and automation and lifecycle marketing tool. There could be others that you can use as well. But take note of this if you want that. Then, as a little summary to get you started, we're at the end of the presentation. What do you need to do to get started? You need to understand the value of lifecycle marketing. See how it aligns with a purchase journey or a customer journey, to understand what kind of activities can you do to affect people at the various stages. Then obviously you are the priority path. What should you prioritize first? Because that will help you to budget up to you, take your budget into consideration. Your time, your budget, do you want to outsource it? Do you want to get help to do it? We do this for a lot of clients. Or do you want to do it yourself? Do you want to have help with elements, but not everything, etc., etc. Then you need a CRM and automation tool to help you stay organized and automate a lot of these processes. Especially remember that all that creating fans processes I highly recommend to automate them. It's not a very advanced automations. We have a bunch of templates that you can get of campaigns that is directly on that. So you don't even have to build it. Then you need to get started with the basics. Do you have a good definition of your ideal customer? Very difficult to create a buyer's journey in lifecycle marketing if you don't have good targeting. It's quite important that you have that in place. Are you driving traffic to a page that is actually set up to convert? Now, what is your purchase process look like? Landing pages I highly recommend in that context because they are literally there to create a better customer journey, easier to purchase. They also help you capture leads. So are you capturing your leads? Really, really important. See how early that came in their priority path? Very, very early. Are you communicating what the potential client wants to hear or what you want to say? So we had a slide here on how to think when you're creating nurture content. Very important, because if you're creating the wrong content, again, you will not convert. And then are you following up? We have some nice stats there showing how people think they follow up. I worked in several sales teams, and our pride and we do think that we follow up more than what we actually do when it's done manually. That's why these Excel sheets become so inefficient and really crumbling your business, and why you need a system. Again, you will find the link here if you want to try. If you want to try Keep CRM is on number 2 there for this conference specifically. ADSC 2022, if you want to try that one. If you have questions and want to connect anything like that with my team, with me, you will see I've given our general email there. I will also pop my personal email in the chat if you need any of the resources I've shared. There is just my name instead of info. So yeah, feel free to reach out. You find us on Facebook. You also find us on Instagram. On LinkedIn, you find me under my name. You also find our company, Pine Tree Marketing. If you have any questions about this, we're quite passionate about this lifecycle marketing and helping businesses getting started with it. So feel free to connect with me and my team. We are happy to answer any questions that you might have. So, or if you want some of the resources that I have mentioned throughout this presentation. And that is my last slide for the presentation. If you have any questions, there's a chat that you can ask questions in. Let me know if there's anything that you think was unclear, that you wonder, how does this apply to you? How do you get started? What was that link to get Keep, etc. Whatever you need to ask, feel free to do so in the chat.